Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to day 3 of the challenge. I'm going to wait for everybody to get notified on Facebook, and let me just move things out of the way. Excellent. Yeah, just make sure you guys know the drill. If you can hear me, you see my screen, just say so in the comments, please, just so that we can make sure all the technology part is taken care of. I joined the live video again today a little bit earlier, just so that we make sure all these things are taken care of. Let me know in the comments if all is well. And at the same time, I'm setting myself up right here to make sure that. Hey, Sean, nice to see you. Join us. Sean, let me know. You hear me well? Everything is good on your side? You see me? All that stuff? Just let me know in the comments, please. Excellent. It's going to be an interesting day. First day where we're going to take some action now. So I know some of you are very excited to start taking some action on some of the things we've been learning about. Thank you, Sean. Great. Good to hear. You guys like coffee or tea? What kind of person are you? Coffee in the morning? I'm more coffee in the morning, just to wake up a little bit. And then towards the afternoon, I like to go towards a tea. Helps with digestion, relaxing, and so on. And I don't know if you guys are the same. What's up, Ali? Good to see you, man. So I truly believe that those who put in the time to attend all of these live sessions increase their chances in terms of being able to complete this challenge successfully and launching their store. I truly believe that when you're committed to attending these events that I'm doing live on Facebook, it will make a difference, especially the fact that it motivates you, holds you accountable for things that you should be implementing. So make it a habit. I mean, I'm trying to make them accessible to everyone, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the weekends and 8 o'clock in the evenings. Just a reminder, I'm doing it in the evenings during the weekdays because I work during the day. So I have my e-commerce executive job during the day, and towards the evening when I have my dinner with family and I finish everything, I'm setting some time to be one-on-one with you live. So that's the reason why I did them at 8 o'clock. Nonetheless, I know some people are happy about the fact that you're able to watch the videos after the fact, that they've been held already. So the recordings are made available. So don't worry, they're not coming off. They're staying inside the group. All right, so I see a good amount of people. Let me get started immediately with today's session, and let me share my screen. So we're already day 3, and trust me, it's going to go fast from now on, especially that a lot of the things now are going to be primarily focused around taking action. So today's topic is all about creating a plan. What we're going to go through today is not a business plan. So whenever you're thinking about launching a business of any type, we've always been recommended to create some sort of business plan, whether it's to raise money for investments or to get money from banks, or just to have a sense of what it is that is required in the business. A plan makes it possible. Now, for this challenge, I'm not going into a high level advanced type of business plan. We're just doing a simple 1 to 2 pages plan. And you're going to see a template that I'm going to share with you today that makes it possible for you to have a sense of what is it that you plan on having in the coming months or the year with regards to your online store. Again, this plan is going to help you focus. That is the main thing here. You want to stay on track, hold yourself accountable to certain things that you plan for. You're going to avoid also being distracted. The last thing you want is you're spending about 7 days in this challenge, and next thing you know, on the 8th, 9th day, you lose focus because something else happened, or you took a specific decision that could impact your project right now that you're building. So again, the plan is something that will evolve. Nonetheless, make sure you stick by it because it's going to help you focus tremendously. And the last thing, really, it avoids wasting time and money. You'll notice that some of the questions that are included in the template that I'm going to share with you kind of make you think about things that you may not have thought of. such as marketing or how much money you should set aside. These are things that you have to really consider from the beginning, even if you don't have an answer to every question in the plan. It's a good exercise to at least think about these things so that when they come around and you need to know what is the plan, you've already assessed it earlier on. So there are no surprises. And I like this concept here of, it's great to dream. It's great to have a dream of building your online store, your online business, but you need to plan it and then you start doing. It's not enough just to have it on paper. It's not enough just to have it in your head. You got to take action. So the one thing that I like about this exercise is, sometimes we tell ourselves, and look at me right now with this challenge. This challenge came about very, very last minute. I am working on a more advanced training called 8-Figure E-Commerce. And this is more for people that already have an online store or for people who are very serious. And this is a more expensive type of training I'm working on. But I decided to do this challenge at a very last minute. And when it came to my mind, I said, you know what, would people benefit from this, especially during the difficult times that we're facing right now? And I saw that I crowdsourced some of the information. So I went on my Facebook and Instagram and I shared the question with people, would you be interested in a challenge during this time? And I got a really strong response and people did sign up to the notification of the challenge. And next thing you know, I saw, okay, wow, there's over 150 people interested now. I need to plan this out. And I literally sat down and I said to myself, all right, here are 21 days. Here's the plan. Here's what we're trying to accomplish here. Here's the goal and so on and so forth. So 1 or 2 pages is all I did for me to plan this challenge itself and in less than a day or 2. So this template I'm going to share with you works with any type of business. Again, it's not a full bulletproof type of template that you could use in any business. But for me, any project when it comes to online business could benefit from this. So let's get started. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to put in the link inside the, give me a second so you guys can access it as well. Go back to, so again, I go into units, day 3. I go inside draft your plan. That's the task. Oh, I didn't put it yet, sorry. So let me just, why is this happening? Do you guys like the images that I use every day? It takes a while to really figure out what to put in there, but I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna save this. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds. Try to click on this link. When you click it, it's going to show up on this template right here. And I'm going to show you how to work with this template as soon as I see at least one person active here, so I know it's working. Okay, perfect. So we're at this point right now. So get access to, I think I made a mistake here. Get access to, as you guys see, I'm building these plan template. Perfect. So as you can see, perfect. I see someone in here. So it works. Anonymous Wolverine. I like how Google goes about this. Again, I'm just letting you know today, maybe we'll go over 21 minutes because of the fact that there's a lot of questions that are included in this template. I just want to make sure I cover them. And in case you have any questions, I want to make sure I answer them. So here's how this template works. This has been, I created it through Google Docs. When you go inside, all you need to do is, but don't do this now because I might add a couple of comments here. So don't make a copy of it. So, but the way, because right now, if you access the link, you can't edit the content. What you need to do is, and that's why I told you guys to create an account on Google Drive, is to click on File and simply click on Make a Copy. When you make a copy, you'll be able to save a version of this document inside your Google Drive account. And then from there, you'll be able to modify or add some content to it. So that's the way to go about it. File, make copy, and you're going to have your own version on your own Google Drive for you to build out. So let's get started with a couple of things. So you'll notice as soon as you get into the plan, it's a bunch of questions that I usually ask every time I work with someone one-on-one, or they reach out to me and they're having e-commerce difficulties in terms of either launching or growing their online business. And the common thing I see every time I speak to someone is the lack of planning. So a lot of people get excited. Oh, I have this product. I want to sell it online. Let me create an online store. They start building out the store. They register their domain name, and next thing you know, they're not selling, or there are faced with certain challenges they did not anticipate, and they're unable to move forward with what it is they were planning on doing. And when I go back to it, I realize that a lot of these questions are some of the questions I ask them when I'm speaking to them or communicating with them. And I notice that some of these questions, they're all either they're new to it or they never really thought about it. And my goal here today is to make sure that you guys are aware of some of the things you need to plan for. Now, again, don't get overwhelmed, and it's okay not to have answers to all of those questions. What's important is the following, is for you to understand some of the things that you have to plan for. Later on, as we progress through the challenge, you will go back to this template. You will go back to the plan and maybe start modifying it a little bit more realistic, and really consider some of the things that have to be considered before moving to the next step. So it's a continuous improvement throughout the challenge that you will realize with this plan. So let's go with the first question. I'm going to try to put some comments here for you guys so that when you duplicate this template, the comments are in there. My first question that I want to make sure you answer to is, why do you want an online store in the first place? Is it because you want to make more money? Maybe you want to generate a second income stream. You want to quit your job, let's say, and launch this business. It could be that you simply want a side project. Whatever it is, do you want to help out someone else? Do you want to improve your skills? Again, there's so many things that could be the reason as to why you're doing this. But it's very important to start first with the why. If you can't define this, stop. Don't do this project. Don't take part in this challenge. I won't feel bad if you disconnect even. Make sure you define your why, because only your why will truly help you accomplish everything that you plan on doing in life. I did this thing about 8 months ago. I decided to invest in my wellness by just going out to the gym. I barely go out to the gym. I don't like any type of sports or fitness, and I always failed at this part of my life where I want to be a little bit more fit. Only when I figured out my why, that's when I really committed myself to it. I developed a habit, and I stayed consistent throughout the last 8 months until the situation with the virus that hit us. So again, figure out your why before moving ahead. So that's the first question that you need to answer in your plan. Second question, and guys, if you have any questions about any of those, please make sure you comment in the Facebook video right now. As you guys see it on the side, put your comments in there. I'm going to go back to it, and I'm going to answer as many as possible as soon as we're done. Question number 2, what product or service, I'm going to write the word service, do you want to sell in your online store? If you don't know, that's okay. Just say, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if I want to sell a product or service, whatever it is. Just write it down. At least you start organizing your thoughts. If you are not thinking about selling a physical product, maybe you want to sell a service, then say so. But be specific. What kind of service? Are you a fitness trainer thinking about selling fitness training programs? Are you a photographer wanting to sell a course? Anything. Because right now, e-commerce is just online commerce, something that a transaction that happens online, whether it's a physical product or digital product or a service, it could be delivered to the person without a face-to-face interaction. That's the whole idea here in this challenge, to really get you going. So if you don't have a product, that's fine. Write something in there versus nothing. Even if you're thinking about, let's say, selling, I don't know, handmade jewelry, write it down. Who cares? Just have something there so at least you organize your thoughts. So that's the first thing there that I would tell you to enter for a second question. Third question in the plan, what do you want? When do you want to launch the store, your store by? Like, for example, don't just say, I want to launch an online store. When do you want to launch your online store? Set a date. When something gets scheduled, it gets done. Example, I decided to do this challenge. I only took it seriously when I emailed everyone on my list and I told them it's happening this Friday. I had to really work hard to make sure I organized myself, but only when I scheduled it and I committed a date to it, that's when I took it seriously. So I thought I hit my T. So again, set a date. If you don't have a date, you're not sure even because you want to launch an online store, because you're taking part in this challenge, because you want to acquire the skill, that's fine. Put something in there. You know what? When I acquire the skill, I expect myself to launch an online store in 2021, let's say. Or I am learning the skill here so that I increase my salary with the company I work with in 2021, let's say, in the next 6 months, in the next 8 months. Everything you're going to acquire, the knowledge even during this challenge, use it to your advantage so that you could literally benefit from it. But set a date. Don't just do it. So you can say, for example, I'm going to launch my store 7 days after the launch, the completion of this challenge. But be specific, put a date, even a time if you have to. That's going to help tremendously. What gets scheduled gets done. Number 4, who is going to be your target audience that will benefit from your product or service? Again, you don't have a product, that's fine. If you have an idea of what the product is, who's your target audience? Are we talking about male, female? Which one? Age group. Here's the important one. Country. Are you targeting people in Canada only, in the US, worldwide, Europe only, Australia? That's very important. Why? When you're selling a physical product, there are logistics factors that you have to take into account. Are you able to ship to all these countries? Are you able to charge? Is it going to be worthwhile? For example, if I sell this product right here and I'm thinking about selling it worldwide, is it realistic? Because this might be very, very heavy. And if I ship it to Australia, it's just not worth it. No one is going to buy from me. If I'm located in Canada, let's say, and I'm shipping to Australia and this product is going to cost $50, $60 to ship out, I don't know. What's important for you is to define your target audience, not just about demographics, or that geolocation is also important. Who is it? Where are they located? Where are you willing to ship to? Things like, for example, psychographics, things like, for example, their lifestyle, people that have a specific, influencers they follow, people who have certain values, culture, all these things matter. So demographics are things that define who they are, these buyers. But then when you look at psychographics, it's why they buy. So I might be someone who is vegetarian. I'm not, but let's say I'm a vegetarian person. I want to buy your product, not because I'm vegetarian, but I have this concept of believing in no cruelty towards animals, for example. And that's what I believe in. That's the reason why I buy your products, is because I have a belief in not being cruel to animals, and that's why I like your product. That's a psychographic element that you have to think about. So the more information you write about who is your target audience, the more organized your thoughts will be. I'm creating this challenge. I can't expect everyone to want to be a member of this challenge. Again, not everyone is not your customer. Be specific. Be specific about demographics, geolocation, the type of people they are, because by doing so, you're not going to get overwhelmed. I assure you. Imagine trying to create a blog post in your online store that everyone out there will read. Let's face it, not everyone reads everything similar to everyone else. Everyone reads different things. So you want to make sure that you target the right people with your product, with your marketing, with your message, and it's just going to make your life a lot easier. Let's go now to question number 5 in the plan. Where are you going to find customers? Now that you know who they are, where are they located? Are they on Facebook? Is it people within your network? Is it people within your community offline? So some of you guys belong to communities in a local area in your city. Is it people on Instagram, LinkedIn? Is it people searching on Google? You name it. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to find out where they are. Are they spending time on Reddit.com? Is it when you know who's your audience, try to come up with ideas on where are these people spending their time online, because that's going to help you later on when you want to build out marketing campaigns and you want to attract those people towards your brand. You know where to reach them. So the simple thing, again, there is no right or wrong answer. Right here, these questions are just there to help you think and plan ahead. Let's face it, building an e-commerce is not easy. It's not hard. It's not rocket science, but you need to plan for it. Question number 6, how will you measure success? So we call this concept of a KPI. So KPIs are key performance indicators. So these are variables, numbers that you're going to monitor throughout your journey to figure out whether or not you're moving in the right direction, you're improving the business, you're succeeding at what it is you're trying to accomplish. So how do you measure success within anything? I mean, it could be all sorts of things. In this case right now, is it the fact that you launch your store? Is that a level of success you're going to measure? Is it the number of sales? Is it revenue? Is it number of customers? Is it number of products? Is it traffic to your website? What's important for you is please don't measure vanity metrics. Let me be a little bit more specific to this. The number of followers, the number of likes, the number of comments you get, the number of people actually messaging you and all that stuff, that's a vanity metric. It's just a number right there. That does not mean anything. Traffic is great to your website, but it does not mean anything if nobody buys from you. So you realize after a while, in the beginning, you might be focusing on, wow, you know what? I just want an online store. You got the online store. What's next? How do you measure the next level of success? It's not enough just having an online store. You're going to start incurring monthly costs. What else should you be looking at? Number of dollars, revenue. These are important factors that are important to the business. The business is created to make a profit. Unless you're a nonprofit organization, it's focused around a specific goal that's different from making money to profit. But you need to make money to sustain whatever operation you have. So again, don't make vanity metrics. I want to have this many likes, this much visitors, and all that as measure of success. It's okay to measure it, but should not be the only way you measure success. Be a little bit more specific. Number 7, why would people buy your product or service and not the one from the competition? And this is the reason why I put this almost last. So we call this the concept of a value proposition. And I can't keep track of how many times I've asked this question to big companies as well. What's so special about your product? And they can't answer it. You telling me that my product is amazing, it's amazing quality, I provide fast shipping, customer service is really good, we're friendly. That's not a value proposition. That's not something unique. That's expected of your business when you're launching something in 2020, 2021, and so on. Customers expect you to deliver quality products. They expect you to deliver amazing service. They expect you to ship fast. They expect you to be friendly with the communication, because social media can easily destroy a business if they don't take care of their customers. That's expected. You need to take it to the next level. What's so unique? Why should I buy this cup from you and not Amazon? Is there something unique about it, or something unique about your brand, the story behind it, the way you make it, the way you craft it, whatever it might be? Let's face it, and honestly, this is something that's very important to consider. It's hard to come up with a unique product. I get it. But there is a way for you to become unique. You know how? It's you. Your story is what makes you unique. Your way of thinking is what makes you unique. So you need to use your story, your personal experience, your brand to add on to the product, in addition to, let's say, the way you make it, the way you support your community with sales of this product. That adds a little bit of differentiation factor. So for example, what do I mean by this? I could buy this cup from Amazon right now, or I could buy it from you. But if I want to buy it from you, there has to be something unique. Let's say I love supporting local artists. And next thing I know, you're an artist and these designs are unique to you. You limit also the amount of products, because you don't want everyone to have the same cup. So I'm looking for unique designs. Your cup, there's only, let's say, 50 of those in the world. This design was made by you. Your story is very interesting. What you've been through life, you have 15 years of experience in creating art and whatever it is. You also have something where not only you make this cup yourself, the people make the design yourself, the people making it are, let's say, in Costa Rica or in any other country, but you're helping specific, let's say, stay-at-home mothers who are creating this product, and you're donating, let's say, a percentage of sales to organizations that help support these type of individuals or artists that are living out everywhere in the world. Now that's unique. On Amazon, I'm just adding a cart, a mug that someone else is selling, that's made somewhere else with no story behind it. Or I can buy the same mug for a couple of dollars more, but you know what? I'm making a difference. Not only am I making a difference in terms of supporting you and I like your story and I connect with you, but I also see that you are helping make a difference in everyone, in some other people's lives somewhere else in another country. I can't do that, but you're doing it. Well, you know what? I'll pay those extra dollars so that I can help you do the same. So again, you see how you can differentiate yourself. It's not just about the look and feel of the website and all that stuff that everyone focuses on. Value proposition is very, very important. This is who you are, what you sell, and why should you buy my cups versus the ones that are available on Amazon or Indigo or any other website out there. I hope that makes kind of clarifies exactly what I mean by why should people buy your product. Again, if you guys have questions, don't be shy in the comments. How are you guys liking it so far? Do you like the way the template is set up so far? Let me know in the comments. Would love to hear from you. Let's move on to question 8. So 2 more questions and we're done. I'm going to leave the last one here in the end. So this is an important question that you need to answer. What is my monthly budget to help support my online store needs? Excuse me. So let's face it. There is a cost that you will have to incur as you launch this online store, but it depends on how big and how serious you're going to take this. So the challenge is free right now. For the next 21 days, you're not spending any money. You're spending time. You're investing your time into this. So that's one thing that's costing you, is the opportunity cost. You could be doing something else right now, but instead you're doing this. That's the only cost that you're incurring at this point. When you decide to launch the Shopify store after the trial period, or you want additional features that may not be available for the basic version of the store, then you will have to pay a monthly cost. And that's usually starts, I believe, at $30 a month, US. Then you're going to start paying a percentage of each sale that you sell online. That's okay. That's a variable cost. But you see now, let's face it, there is no free e-commerce. Launch an online store for free. You can launch it if you want to keep it online and actually start making money and start driving sales. It will cost you some money. You need to start planning for this. You need to start planning for the monthly costs associated with the business in terms of software. So software costs have to be considered. Do you have a budget for this? Some of you have families, kids. These are things you have to plan for. What about products? Do you plan on buying your products and sell them then on your website? Or are you planning on making them as you sell? Are you planning on offering products that are drop shipped, meaning you will have them on sale on your website, but there's a company that's going to ship them out for you whenever you sell them? That's called drop shipping. We're not going to go deep into those things right now in this challenge, really. I just want to at least make you think, how are you going to acquire these products? What about packaging? Obviously, if you're ordering, if people start buying from you, you got to have some packaging in place. Are you buying just envelopes and packaging material from the local office supply store with no customization in terms of branding? These things have to be planned out. You can't just, as soon as you start selling, buy some packaging supplies. You need to have that in place. What about if, let's say, you don't want to do everything yourself in terms of graphic design and all that stuff? What about, let's say, freelancers, graphic design work or tweaks to the website and all that stuff? Do you have a budget for this, or are you actually going to do everything yourself? What about shipping orders? What if you want to pick, pack, storage? Where are you going to put these things, these products that you have? Do you have a specific space in your room, in your office, where you're going to plan on putting the inventory? How are you going to manage all that? There's a cost associated, and you have to think about this. And the last thing I really want you to consider is your digital marketing. In the beginning, in this challenge, I'm going to show you the free tactics. We're not going to do Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, and all that stuff. We're just going to talk about email marketing, Facebook page, and Instagram account, the simple, free, available tactics that you can implement. But when you want to take it to the next level, you got to spend money on marketing no matter what. So do you have a budget for this, for Google, for Facebook? Do you have for, let's say, banners across the internet? These are things that you have to consider. If you don't know, it's fine. But at least know that if you hear anyone saying, I built out an online store with just only $1,000, it's not always easy. Yes, there are exceptions to the rule. Yes, some people have their network. So let's say, for example, I know that there are a couple of people taking this challenge right now. They have a good following on Instagram. They have an email list already. They could generate money on the first day of launching their online store. But those are exceptions to the rule. Not everyone has a massive email list, a big following that will benefit from this. So understand that these things are important to think about, and don't be sucked into all of the people out there selling you this concept of, look how I built a six-figure business in just under 6 months. Yes, it is possible, but there is a big percentage of people that cannot do this. It's a fact, but not everyone talks about that. I'm just being straight up honest with you. I'm being authentic with this because I've seen a lot of the calls I get from people in terms of e-commerce advising. They schedule calls with me. Most of the time, they're struggling. Most of the time they're struggling. Those who are not struggling are the ones that already do 5, 6 figures, 7 figures a month. They sell millions and they're looking at improving things. But a lot of people are struggling in e-commerce, mainly because they did not plan things. They're not taking it seriously. They're not fully committed to this. How could you lose weight if you simply focus on weight training? Or let's say you're just going to the gym once or twice a week. You got to focus on the food, the nutrition part of things. E-commerce is the same thing. You can have a beautiful online store, amazing products and all that stuff. But if you ain't going to put the time into promoting this on your free channels like Instagram, Facebook, email, and you're not willing to put dollars behind ads on Facebook, Google, or affiliates or whatever it might be, it's not going to work. I can tell you that for a fact because it's now 2020. It's not like when I started in 2001. That's over 18 years ago. Anything you put up on sales sells because there wasn't a lot of competition. Everything has changed now. So really just keep that in mind. And the last thing that you have to answer here is, what is your SMART goal? So now that you've answered all these questions in this plan, the last thing you need to set in stone, not a set in stone, but really write it down. A goal is important. Is your SMART goal. What do I mean by this? Your goal has to be specific, okay? It can't be just, I want to launch an online store. Be specific. I want to launch an online store with X amount of products or this many categories or whatever it is. Be specific. You want to make sure that your goal is measurable. In our situation, because we're doing everything online, it's all digital, you can measure it. I can measure whether or not I did launch an online store, and if it has 1,000 products, I can see these things. So I can measure this goal. Don't start just putting a goal that you can't even measure. If you can't measure it, you cannot improve it. You want to make sure that it's attainable. So sometimes we have these goals, but it's not about being realistic. Can I attain it? Do I have the skills? Do I have the knowledge? Do I have the capabilities of attaining this goal? There's no point for me to say, I want 6 packs. I have a 1-pack right now. I can't expect myself to have a 6-pack in 6 months or in a year. It takes time. I need to have the right core under my big belly right now. I need to have the muscles in place, a good foundation and the right nutrition, the knowledge about nutrition, all that stuff, so that I can attain the goal of having a 6-pack. So you want to make sure it's attainable. Before last is realistic. Is this something possible? Has it been done before? Is it something that, yeah, I have the skills and I have that stuff, but can I actually build this? Like, don't go out there, I want to build out a 9-figure business. Yes, it's possible to build out a 9-figure e-commerce business, but you're just starting out. It's not realistic. You got to go through the process of 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figure, 8 figure, and so on and so forth. It takes time, a couple of years, if not a decade, to reach those numbers. So don't rush it. Be realistic with your SMART goal. And the last thing is, it needs to be time bound. Meaning, don't just say, I'm going to launch an online store and that's it, with 1,000 products, and I'm going to start selling to everyone who lives in the United States and Canada. When do you want to do this by? Be specific about the date you want to be able to accomplish this goal. Now, these goals could be short-term goals, long-term goals. That's why I recommended you guys read the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller. You can have a 5-year goal. I want to, let's say, make $1 million within 5 years, but then you take that 5 years, you cut it up to a 3-year goal, a yearly goal, monthly, quarterly goal, monthly goal, weekly goal, daily goal that will help you achieve the millionaire status. So again, you can take, for now, for the purpose of this challenge, keep it simple, stupid, KISS. The KISS concept is the best thing. That's why I'm just putting out this knowledge out there just so that you improve your knowledge towards planning. But really, when you set out goals, they need to be smart, or else you're going to give up. So here's an example of a goal that I would like to, a realistic goal for this type of challenge. I want to launch an online store to sell product. Let's say, you know what, handmade bracelets for men in USA and Canada by, I'm going to say, let's wait for this whole August 30th, 2020, and generate at least 2,500 a month by end of 2020. Not 25,000, let's be realistic. $2,500 a month by the end of 2020. That's what I mean by a SMART goal. I know what I'm trying to do. I'm specific. I am specific with the product that I'm targeting, to who I'm targeting, where they're located, when I want to launch this store, and then be specific about the revenue that I plan on generating every month by the end of the year. That's my goal. That's as simple as that. Don't overcomplicate things for yourselves. Really, that's the whole point of just preparing this plan right here. And that's it for today. 35 minutes. I'm 5 minutes over the call. So you guys can go in right now. Since you have all the notes, you have the video, you can click on File, click on Make a Copy, and download this template into your Google Drive so that you start filling it up on your own time. And now I'm going to start answering some questions. Any questions you guys have about any of those questions inside the plan, the template, you need clarifications. Again, try to make it very simple. Let me just clean it up, if anything, because things have shifted around. You guys can play around with it. Any questions? Let me see. Before we end the day, it's raining here in Montreal right now. Not like I'm going to complain because there's not like we're going to go out, but it would have been nice if the weather was good. But right now we're thankful, at least we're healthy and things are going. So let me check if there are any questions in the video. Very clear, precise. Mohammed, thank you. Loendi van der Westhuizen, I think I pronounced it right, I hope. Sorry if I didn't. Very helpful and good. Glad you guys liked it. Perfect. Making sure. Any additional questions? Another minute. I'll wait for you guys to, I know there are people joining maybe last minute. The coming days are going to be interesting. So again, I'm going to be closing the challenge for anyone who wants to join, most probably mid next week. Again, I'm just giving people a chance. You know, sometimes we're procrastinating. People don't take it seriously until they see, oh, wow, there are people actually in the challenge benefiting from this. I'm trying to raise awareness of this. If people can benefit, you guys, if you have friends that want to join, let them know about this. It's free. I mean, you have nothing to lose, for the love of God. I mean, I could charge a lot for this. I might charge in the future, but right now it's free. Have people join in. Stop the excuse of, I don't know how to launch an online business. I'm showing you step by step how to do this, how the big companies do it as well. So again, it's a great opportunity not to miss out on this. So question from Loendi, I have a lot of products in my shop. Should I delete some? Don't delete anything right now. Do not take any decision in e-commerce without data suggesting otherwise. Do you have enough data that says people don't like it that you have a lot of products, or is that only an assumption that you may have that maybe I have too many products? If it's an assumption, then I would tell you before you do anything, don't do it. You got to test it or ask for feedback. Usually, sometimes you ask customers as they're browsing the website, if you see that they're not buying and they're just browsing all over the place and they're not adding anything to cart, they might be overwhelmed. Maybe that's a sign that they don't know what to buy. You got to help them out. But it doesn't mean that you may have a lot of products. Maybe the way you categorize your products is not good. Maybe your navigation is not helping. Maybe your search bar is not working. So they're overwhelmed. Your messaging is not clear. You can see there's a lot of reasons why people cannot maybe might be overwhelmed when they browse your online store. But don't make the mistake of assuming that, oh, it's because of my design people don't like it, or it's because I have a lot of products. Prove it. Gather some data. That's why we're going to show you how to do analytics towards the end of the challenge. You need to know your analytics. So don't do anything yet. No need. Oh, if you've never launched it, I think then don't worry about it. So then again, let's finish the challenge before you take any decision. I'll show you how to organize the website. I'll show you the different categories that you can create. There's creative ways of going at organizing your store if you have a lot of products. Liz, yes, you're welcome. I know. So Liz, I did email you. I saw you signed up for the challenge, and I think I remember I emailed you about something, a glitch on your website. When I tried to visit your website on a mobile device, I noticed that your pop-up is taking over my screen and I can't close it. So maybe that's impacting your sales unless you fixed it right now. I remember I emailed you about this. So take a look at this. Your MailChimp, I think you're using. For some reason, I can't close the pop-up, and that could obviously impact visitors and your conversions and sales on your website. So do look into this. Loendi is asking, is it better to only focus on one or two products? I don't have an answer to this. If you have one product, understand that's only short term, unless you have a patent on this product. If you have one product, within a month, 2 months, you should really focusing on adding an additional product that you either sell as an upsell or something else your customers might be interested in purchasing from you. Relying on one product is very risky. Especially nowadays, as soon as someone sees that you're selling well and they have there's ways of looking at if you're actually having success with your product or not, and they might just copy you, and next thing you know, you have new competition. That's why innovation is constantly, must be always invested in. You gotta constantly find new products, find new customers, change your marketing, do all these things so that you always stay ahead of the competition. You're welcome, Liz. Excellent. Any additional questions? Before I say goodbye for the rest of the day. And I'm willing to stay here as long as there are questions, so I don't mind it. I've tried to maximum an hour. I won't do more than an hour. Just want to make sure people don't avoid watching the video. But if you have any questions, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll see. Can I launch? So Felicitas is asking, can I launch my store during the trial even if I want a product with a private label? So honestly, I have to check this trial thing with, when you mean trial, is it like a Shopify thing? I know Shopify has a free trial. I don't know the logistics of it. We'll know as soon as we decide to launch, when we go through the exercise. So I don't know if that's what you mean. You might have to pay if you want to launch. The trial period stays there until you decide whether or not to launch the business. Before it used to be 14 days, now it's 90 days. So you have time to work on your store. From that point of view, that will depend on Shopify. Now, in terms of a trial, in terms of testing out a product with a private label, there's nothing wrong with that. You can launch a simple store for a month, try to sell a product there. And if it doesn't sell, then remove that product, just try something else. It's not like you're not a Nike brand or Apple where people are coming into your store all the time. Here's the other thing too. You may want to create a different landing page for your trial. So let's say you have this mug and that's what I want to launch the store with. You may want to send people only to this product from your Facebook ads or your marketing initiatives. If you see people are buying it, then keep the store open. If not, then you don't need to keep it open. The idea behind all of this that I'm saying right now, you got to test it. I wish I can tell you yes or no, it's going to work. It all depends. So many factors impact the success of your online store. So I cannot really just answer it, but I would tell you just keep testing. And there's nothing wrong at failing. So many times I've launched many products, they just don't sell. And a lot of times it goes back to not enough research. So sometimes we speed up the process and I'm like, oh, this looks so nice. You know what? I'm sure I can sell this online. Hold on. Before you start buying these products and you go crazy, do some research. Go on Google, search this product, see if there's other stores selling it and how much are they selling it at and do they have reviews? Are people interested in it? And the other tactic that I usually tell people is go to Amazon and search these products that you want to sell online to see Is there anyone else selling it on Amazon, whether it's Amazon.com, Amazon CA, Amazon UK, France, and so on, all the sites? And I would even take it a step further. I will go to eBay and I will go to Etsy.com, and I just keep searching for all of these products. So that's why it's very important to do your research before committing yourself to a product. Sometimes research can last 3 months to 6 months. My friends, it takes them more than 6 months to come up with a product, but they make sure they do their advanced research on this to make sure that they're investing in the right opportunity. So that's one of the things I teach in one of my courses, how to find an e-commerce idea and product to sell. This was one of the courses, the first course I developed. It was really just to teach you the process of researching, how to look at Amazon, how to go on Alibaba, AliExpress, and all the websites to see if this idea is worthwhile. There's a process that you need to follow. And if you guys are interested in the course, there's a link to it inside the welcome video inside the challenge, and it's only $19. So I'm not like charging hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars like a lot of people out there. So it's only $19, and it teaches you the process you need to go by if you want to find a product idea or an e-commerce idea that would be profitable for you. I hope that answers your question. Perfect. All right, I'm at 45 minutes. I think it's good. I don't see anything else. You guys can ask questions again, so don't worry. I'm inside the group. I'm going to be replying to a lot of the comments. I've just been very busy building out the content. If you have any additional questions about the plan, having difficulties or specific things, go inside the comments. So here's, again, we'll just do this again. Click on units, click on day 3, and go to this link to download the template, make a copy. And when you're done with your planning, click on done. Or if you have any questions, type in your questions, your comments right inside this post. If you want access to the course I talked about, if you click on discussions and you go inside the first video right here, the welcome video, you click on see more, you'll see it right here. How to find an e-commerce business idea and product to sell online, and everything else that you need. All right. I hope this was beneficial. I hope it was clear. Again, thank you very much for making the time to attend the live. Honestly, you should be proud of yourself, because those who attend the live videos increase their chances at succeeding in this challenge. So tomorrow, the video is going to be, again, you click on events, you go all the way here. So today it's done. Tomorrow, we have Build a Store day 4. It's going to be at 8 o'clock. It's after work. So 8 p.m. for the next couple of days. Make sure to sign up to all these events so that you get notified. If I need to change the time from 8 to 7 or 8 to 9 because of some personal reasons here and there, I want to make sure you guys are being notified by Facebook. Otherwise, thank you very much for attending today's video, and hope to see you tomorrow. Take care and good luck.